And as I mentioned, right now we are live on Lake Minnetonka. This morning we're getting a look at how thick the ice is on the lake. And this is the weekend anglers across the southern part of the state need to move their permanent ice houses off the lakes across the region. We have Cece Gaines out there. We're going to check in with her in just a few minutes. But first, it is Friday, everyone. TGIF. Finally Friday. TGIF indeed. Yes. Jason and Alicia here to kick off your day.
Yeah, it's 6:01. Let's say happy Friday to Guy, too, because the weekend is here and the weather's looking pretty nice.
You know, exactly so. Quiet heading into the weekend. It isn't until late Sunday into Monday is when we're going to find some snow showers developing. That could slow us down for Monday. Still a little uncertainty around that, so you want to keep it locked here throughout the weekend. Our weekend team will, of course, keep you updated as things and new information unfolds. 24 right now, it feels like 15. This is warmer compared to yesterday morning. 37 later this afternoon. Another more clouds than Sunday. We'll see a few clouds break later on this afternoon. And after we shake some AM patchy fog, we'll see some fog develop again tonight, which will linger into tomorrow morning. Now, those fall to the mid-20s tonight. Tomorrow, climbing right back to the mid to upper 30s. A few PM flurries possible after this cold front pushes through. Now, wait till you see what I have in the forecast for Sunday. More of that white fluffy stuff. So I'll keep you updated as I track things out.
Guy, thank you. Let's give you a look at the roads once again. We do have a traffic alert in the Maple Grove area, eastbound and westbound of 94. I'm seeing flashing lights blocking the left shoulder of this angle, this camera, and then the right shoulder on the other side of the road. So if this is your route, watch out for that again at the Fish Lake split, not far from Hemlock Lane. And it is starting to cause just a minor disturbance. So I'll keep an eye on this and have another update coming up in a few minutes.
Well, some big news here as you wake up at 6:02. Minnesota sports icon Lindsay Whalen is out as the Gopher women's head basketball coach. And this morning we're getting new reaction to that decision.
Yeah, and that includes a tweet from Whalen herself. Jen has been tracking developments overnight. And yeah, really a big shock to a lot of us here in Minnesota.
I think a shock, and so many people, it was really emotional because they feel so connected to her. In part because she's a Minnesota native, but also, of course, most of us know she played for the Gophers back in college. Here she is back then. She led the Gophers to their first Final Four in 2004. And then, of course, came her time with the Lynx. She won 4 WNBA championships with them, then went on to become head coach at the U in 2018. Under Whalen, the Gophers missed the NCAA tournament 5 years in a row. They finished near the bottom of the Big Ten standings this year. Athletic Director Mark Coyle called Whalen leaving a mutual decision.
We felt like it was in the best interest for our program and for her as a person that she stepped down.
As you noticed, Mark Coyle was alone at that press conference yesterday. And on Twitter, Whalen yesterday, she explained why, apologizing for missing that press conference. She just said she was overcome with emotion. Just couldn't do it. And so many people saying, don't apologize. You don't know anyone anything. Take your time. We should add, though, that Whalen will remain with the athletic department as a special assistant through 2025.
Definitely sad. There's questions like, was it mutual? It's just one of those things where it's sad because she is such an icon. Growing up watching her with the Gophers and then the Lynx. And then I think Team USA, too, winning some golds with that. So, all right. Thanks, Jen.
Well, this morning, an arrest has been made in St. Paul in a shooting that killed 2 people. A 52-year-old suspect is being held on suspicion of murder. Larry Giles Jr. and Troy Kennedy died last Saturday in a shooting after a funeral service. That service took place just outside a senior living facility. New information this morning on the technology issues at Minneapolis Public Schools. Teachers tell us they're frustrated right now by the lack of communication from the district. Greta Callahan, the president of the teachers union, says they only know as much as parents do. In the last week, staff members were told to change their passwords, and on Wednesday, the school told them not to pay a ransom on behalf of MPS if someone contacts them. The district says it hasn't paid a ransom, nor has anyone found any evidence that anyone's personal data was taken at this time.
Well, Golden Valley is making a move that some experts call unprecedented to help keep their police department staffed. With a budget for 31 sworn officers, the department has only 8. And that's why, in addition to teaming up with the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, they're also contracting with a private security company, Belcom. The contract was initiated in August. It allows unlicensed former police officers to assist with nonviolent investigations at a cost of $85 an hour.
They're not actually out doing any type of sworn police officer work. They're just doing some of the things that non-sworn personnel can do.
Golden Valley also has a more than $60,000 mutual aid agreement with the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office. Plans are in the works to fund an intervention task force on Minnesota's light rail trains. State lawmakers heard the proposal at the Capitol as they focused on transit safety. If passed, the bill would also create a rider code of conduct and clarify enforcement rules.
As I started riding train this year, it became very clear to me that what that wasn't enough. And so we need to have this first bill that we talked about today is an intervention bill to reset the culture of what it is to be a transit rider and making sure that we are guaranteeing everyone a safe and comfortable ride.
The Transportation Committee will take up the bill again next week. Lawmakers hope this plan could be put in place before summer.
Happening today, Governor Walz will sign a bill into law to restore voting rights to formerly incarcerated Minnesotans. The Restore the Vote bill impacts more than 50,000 Minnesotans on probation for felonies. Also happening today, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison is joining Hastings food service workers on the picket line. The union has been on strike for almost a month, calling on the school district to give them higher wages. Ellison will be at today's rally. That is starting at 2. Right now, the CDC is issuing a warning about a rise in a drug-resistant stomach bug. So listen up here. Shigella is a bacteria causing diarrhea, abdominal pain, and fever. The bacteria causes an estimated 450,000 infections in the U.S. every year. And according to the CDC, the percentage of infections from drug-resistant strains of that bacteria increased from 0 in 2015 to 5% in 2022.
Or who's most at risk are those who may have underlying immunocompromised status or other medical complexities. And in my world of pediatrics, we always worry about young children.
So doctors say to avoid spreading the bacteria, we're all familiar with this. Wash your hands frequently. Also, stay home if you're sick. Well, spring is coming when it's time for anglers to get their fish houses off the ice.
Yeah, some of you may have already moved them, but if you haven't, the deadline is coming up real quick. Cece Gaines is live on Lake Minnetonka breaking down all of the deadlines. Good morning, Cece.
Good morning. So yeah, unfortunately, you may have to move your fish house, but it's in preparation for boating season, which is equally as popular and fun here in Minnesota. But here we're on Lake Minnetonka right now, and I know you can't see that well since it's so dark, but we haven't seen a lot of fish houses out here out on the water. And I think a big reason for that is because the DNR says a lot of anglers removed their fish houses ahead of last week's winter storm, which was a very good decision to make. But if you still haven't moved your fish house, the DNR says in the lower 2/3 of the state, anglers need to move their fish houses by Monday. Yeah, pretty quick here. Anglers up north, you have until March 20th to clear out. And the DNR says, please do not forget to take all of your trash with you, because once this ice starts melting, everything that's left on top will sink right to the bottom or float to shore, and that's not good. But as you go out on the ice over the next few weeks, if you do, it's still important to keep in mind that ice conditions can change and the ice is never 100% safe. So, put your safety first. Ice fishing or other activities on foot, there needs to be 4 inches of new clear ice. If you have a heavy truck with a wheelhouse, shelter, anything like that, 20 plus inches would be best. But bottom line, just make sure you're checking the ice frequently. Coming up in about 30 minutes, though, we're actually back out here on the ice with Jay Soul from Alan Alma's, and we're actually going to measure the thickness of ice thickness of Lake Minnetonka just to see how thick it is. So we'll have that coming up for you guys.
Okay, this is your first time, Jason.
Yeah, they're breaking out the chainsaw, so I'm excited. I'm just excited for the chainsaw. That's all I care about.
All right, Cece, we'll check back in a little bit. Thank you. Speaking of the weather, not chainsaws, we're not going to give Guy Brown any chainsaws because, Guy, we had to do that, what was it, a year ago?
Yeah, maybe
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
It didn't go well.
That was not good. Hopefully, if you're watching from home, you don't remember that. But if you do, hey, it was embarrassing. This fire back here, keeping me nice and warm and cozy. So a warm good morning to you. Happy Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And no matter what your plans may bring this weekend, nothing should slow you down just because weather will be quiet heading into the weekend. It's late Sunday into Monday where we're tracking and when we're tracking snow and across the upper Midwest. Temperatures are a whole lot warmer this morning compared to 24 hours ago, so at least we don't have to deal with the frigid cold. I mean, yesterday, maybe chilly, a better word, but still, no sub-zero. I'm not seeing any sub-zero wind chill or temperatures on the map this morning. So that's the overall message. Mid-20s right now. It does feel like 15. Southeast winds will shift more north later on tonight. We'll squeeze a few pockets of sunshine later on, but more clouds than sun again. So if you're expecting to see a whole lot of sunshine today or even tomorrow, we're not going to get it. In fact, next time we squeeze a whole lot of sun, and more sunshine in the forecast looks to be mid part of next week. More clouds tonight, mid-20s tonight. Your 3-day forecast, 37 today, 36 tomorrow, Sunday, 38. After morning fog, both possible this morning into tomorrow morning. Couple flurries fly for tomorrow. PM snow and windy conditions. That, minor disturbance, that could be a little winter system that could slow us down and cause a little headache as you get into Monday. So we'll keep you updated. Our weekend crew is here and keep you updated on any new model runs that we'll be seeing. So seasonal temperatures this weekend. A storm system will bring rain or snow to the region Sunday. Of course, still some uncertainties around that and back to below average as you get into late next week.